Well, greetings and salutations, one all to the one and only Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from many caves. As always, I am joined by the panel of panelists tonight. Bill Murphy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing swell, my friend. Allie, how are you doing tonight?
Doing all right.
It's kind of a meh day up here, and where we live, and it's been a rainy day up here. I'm not sure, Allie. I'm not sure it's been rainy by you, but it's been rainy.
91 degrees.
Lucky you. We've been stuck in the rain for the past probably a week, so it's been rough. Anyways,
any day now.
I digress. Lucky for you that it's been sunny in South Carolina, and up here in New York, it's been very, very rainy. Anyways, I digress. So we want to. So we have a very basic topic tonight. Nothing too crazy, of course. Bill, what is our topic again? Our topic is.
Well, we all love sitcoms, Friends, Seinfeld, but there are those that don't get the appreciation that they deserve. So tonight our topic is underrated sitcoms.
Yes, this is also code for we had other topics we wanted to do, but because we were a little tied up with other things, we couldn't come up with I'm not saying a better topic, but we just thought, let's have a laid back show and we'll go for it. And Bill has left us once again.
There's reasons why this is happening, and unfortunately, it's personal.
It's okay. Bill will be back momentarily. I apologize to to you, the listener out there, or the viewer, but Bill will be back momentarily. Allie, do you mind if I kick this one off? Is that okay?
Go for it.
All right, cool. Give me 1 second. I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. So, all right, my first one is Taxi. Have you ever heard of this show?
I've heard of this show.
This show was big from 1978 until I believe it was 1983. It only lasted 5 seasons, and Christopher Lloyd is in it. There's a very famous scene in this episode where, yeah, good.
I remember Marilu Henner being in it.
What's that?
I remember Marilu Henner being in it, but I forgot Christopher Lloyd was in this one.
Oh, nice. Bill's back. Here we go. Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Welcome back, buddy. Bill's back. Tell a friend. Come on, Eminem. I had to. Anyways, Bill, we're talking about Taxi. Have you seen Taxi at all?
Never seen it.
You've never, ever seen it? Oh my goodness! It's a really good show. It's very underappreciated by today's standards. Truthfully, one of my favorites from the '70s into the '80s. Hands down, a top 5 underrated sitcom for sure. I was just telling Allie that Christopher Lloyd has made an appearance in the show too at one point too.
Oh.
He went on to do things in Star Trek 3 and also Back to the Future. So he's Dr. Brown. So yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen an episode.
I've only seen a few. Yeah. I've seen a few episodes and it's actually really, really entertaining comedy, needless to say. Really good writing. One of the best shows from the 70s and the 80s, needless to say. Allie, would you like to go next?
This one's for my mom, because this is one of the last shows we watched. Oh, she watched, and I saw some peeks about it before we moved down to South Carolina. The Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Oh, the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Hello, Mary Tyler Moore. Anyways, yes, tell us what you got.
So, just going off the internet and all that, pretty much, if you've never heard of the Mary Tyler Moore Show, this is kind of like one of the earliest feminism shows there is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not like the whole married woman or having, being in the married wife situation with children. Mary Tyler Moore plays Mary Richards, who is an unmarried woman who's more focused on her career at a local station in Minneapolis, which actually has a bunch of other people who starred in it with her. Ed Asner, Gavin McLeod, Betty White, Valerie Harper, and Cloris Leachman.
Oh, wow. Good show. I've heard of the Mary Tyler Moore Show, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, if you want to...
Is it on?
Bits and clips of it. It actually lasted, I think, about 7-ish years. It's on Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu. Okay,
I wasn't sure. That's where my mom got it.
I wasn't sure what service it was on or not, because it looked like a CBS show. I wasn't sure if it was like a Paramount Plus thing or not, but
no, it's actually Hulu or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime. You want to buy it from Amazon Prime?
Ooh, okay.
But mostly it's Hulu that has it.
Nice. So, and this is obviously, I mean, when did it air? In the 60s and 70s or no? I forget.
1970 to 1976.
Oh, so it lasted 6 seasons. Okay, cool. Nice.
I think it's about 76 seasons. Not sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. All right. And Bill, over to you.
Okay.
Your first one.
My first one is a show called Just Shoot Me.
The TV show. Okay. What do you got?
Okay, this was in the 90s. This stars David Spade
Oh, okay. Yep.
as a secretary or as an assistant as he's working for this modeling agency that is run by the older gentleman there, Jack, and his daughter and yeah, it's this they work for this magazine. They work for this magazine and it's just hijinks. And I haven't seen this in years, but it is pretty funny. The show is damn it. You know what? I can't do this tonight. Goodbye.
Okay, we lost Bill. Al, you want to go back to you for a sec?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Sorry, guys.
yeah.
Bill is having a rough time. It's okay.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm the one who pissed him off, and
Yeah, it's all right.
yeah.
No, we're here to move
know
on. It's okay. We're all friends.
I mean, you're next, pretty much.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, how can I forget? Where was it? I thought there was another one that I had in my notes here. This is I mean, hold on one sec. On my notes, I had MASH, but I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to. I mean, MASH is one of the most iconic shows of all time.
It
So
is.
I don't think MASH would.
I mean, I feel like if it was overrated sitcoms, we would have a whole list right there.
Of course, but underrated, it's tough. You know, it's hard to pick one. I think MASH is underrated though. I think it's accurately rated. I feel like in MASH there's underrated episodes now. You know what I mean?
I barely watch MASH, so
Okay. No, it's one of those shows from the 60s where like, I'm sorry, into the 70s. So it was just one of those shows where you just have to, you know, it was always about the Korean War. I forget. I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. I've seen multiple episodes. I've never seen a full season, but like I've seen episodes from over the time. It takes place in the Korean War. I'm sorry. There we go. Not the Vietnam War. Sitcom about war is pretty crazy too. But yeah, I mean,
you're talking about sitcoms about war. I mean, you forgot Gomer Pyle being underrated too.
Which one was it?
You ever heard of Gomer Pyle? It's based off the Andy Griffith show.
Tell me more.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, like a Billish like character trying to, get through. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that show. Let's just say you put Jim Parsons in this. Actually, I can look this one up quickly. Sorry, this is probably going to be a boring episode, people.
No, it might be the shortest episode we've ever done too. Just saying, but
yeah, or this episode might not air as soon as we get off.
Nah, well, we'll see about that. I mean, we do it every week, but Gomer Pyle. I have a follow up if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much Gomer Pyle joining the Marine Corps in California.
Oh, okay. And it's just the character's name is Gomer Pyle.
Yes.
Okay.
If you've never seen the Andy Griffith show, you'll know who he is.
I have not, so I would not.
Oh.
Oh, Andy Griffith, I have. Sorry, yes, I have.
Okay. That's how you know it.
Yeah. Let's see. This is your pick still, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
guess it is my pick in a way.
I guess so. I'm looking at my notes. Forgive me. I don't know. How would you? I don't want to say the Golden Girls because it's iconic.
That is really. I hate to say, Golden Girls is kind of overrated.
Overrated. Okay,
It's
we're not
more
gonna
of
go
an overrated show. Like
yeah, we're not gonna go there.
now that more millennials and Gen Zers are watching Golden Girls, it's
Yeah.
overrated.
Let me see.
And plus, you see it almost all the time too. So.
Yeah, this is kind of tough. Not gonna lie. So
I mean, go back to your childhood as well if you want to go look in that. There's a couple of underrated shows too.
Underrated sitcoms / TV shows. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Like I'm shows I watched as a child.
Actually, I had one. Actually, I think going into Disney Channel in a way.
Oh, which one was that?
Sweet Life.
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
And On Deck, both of them.
Okay. I mean, well, I mean,
like
you know what?
Compared to like shows at the time, like That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place.
You know, you're not wrong. I wasn't even thinking about Disney shows to begin with, but I think that the more you think about it, Disney shows, like especially of like the 2000s, 2010s, like, a lot of them like were very underappreciated for the most part. Like the humor is there. Like I mean, I'll go to Nickelodeon in a sec too, but so I think on the Sweet Life on Deck and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I actually I wasn't even thinking that, but I think you're right.
Because I'm trying to also think what else was happening during that era of like.
I mean, Hannah Montana, but that's kind of
overrated. I said That's So Raven's overrated. Wizards of Waverly Place is overrated.
Oh my god. Was Selena Gomez being overrated too?
Selena Gomez is probably more underrated than people think. Her show's overrated, but she's underrated.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, by the way, can you let Bill in?
Hi, Bill. Sorry about that.
Hi.
We jumped over to Disney.
Can I please have my time back?
Yes, of course.
Yep.
Okay. I can't think right now. You know, just go on. Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Take your time, Ben.
You sure?
Let me think. Allie, was there anything else for the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
Or On Deck for underrated Disney?
Underrated Disney. I mean, you want to jump over to Nickelodeon for a sec too?
Sure. Well, we have Bill thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is Zoe 101 being underrated.
Wait. I got one.
What's it?
H2O. Do you remember this?
Oh my gosh. A little bit, but I wouldn't consider it sitcom. I would consider it more like drama teen.
It was like more like Teen Nick stuff.
Yes.
Do you remember this show?
A little bit.
For some reason, like they're all mermaids. It was kind of a stupid premise, but still.
But I felt like this was more drama than it would be sitcom. That's just me.
I mean, but would you say it's underappreciated, underrated though?
It's true.
I mean, like by Nickelodeon standards, it was like, oh yeah, let's have a show about mermaids. What? I don't know. This just popped in my head. I wouldn't say iCarly is underrated.
Oh, iCarly's overrated.
It's yeah.
But then again, now thinking about Zoe 101, it might be a little overrated, but I don't know.
Oh my god. Do you remember this? Ned's Declassified.
Totally underrated.
Very underrated.
And I've listened to some of their podcasts as well.
This is for those of you who don't know and live under a rock and don't know anything about like the Drake and Josh days or the a lot of the Nickelodeon shows from like the early 2000s. Like I'm not talking like I'm not talking like Fairly Odd Parents or Jimmy Neutron. I'm talking like the live action shows. These shows were actually pretty solid and very under the radar for the most part. I don't know if you ever you remember this one at all, Allie, or no?
This is one of my favorites growing up.
I remember it.
Oh, tell me more, Bill. What do you got?
Well, I remember the show. I remember watching it. Is this really considered a sitcom, though?
In a way, yeah.
In a child's sitcom-esque thing, I would say so. Yeah.
I
mean,
wouldn't really
it's targeted
consider
for kids,
this.
though.
I don't know if I would consider this a sitcom, though, because when I
I
think
do have a lot of
sitcoms-
comedy in there. And one,
Okay.
the Weasel,
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Gordy chasing the Weasel, aka Darren Norris, who is many characters on Fairly Odd Parents.
I do remember that show. I do remember Ned's Declassified. Not a lot, but I can't think of it right now. But I do remember watching the show.
Oh my God, I feel like we should react and watch it again.
I think we should.
We should at one point. I mean, I think it'd be worthwhile. What other Nickelodeon?
I'm not counting all that, and I'm not counting the Amanda Show because they're sketch comedy.
And we're not counting Drake and Josh, right?
That's overrated.
No, I don't think it's overrated.
That's
You don't
accurately
think
rated.
That's overrated.
No.
I mean, maybe it's accurately rated.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's accurately rated. I don't think it's
Yeah,
over.
I
thought
think
it
that's
was a little
I
over.
think that's pretty.
Accurate.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I do have another one that might be underrated.
Which one do you got?
True Jackson VP.
I've actually never heard of this. Go on.
Kiki Palmer. This was her.
Oh wait, was
show.
this on? Was this? Oh, this on Nickel. Oh my God, when was
This
it
was on
on?
Nick. Like, yeah, that's about accurate. Pretty much a young Kiki Palmer playing a teenage vice president of a fashion company.
I actually, you're gonna kill me. I vaguely remember this.
It might be on Pluto TV, which is free. So, and it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's been a. I mean, I remember like a few elements of this, but that was it. Oh, not That's So Raven. What's about the Kid in the White House on Disney
That's
Channel?
Corey in the House.
Is Corey in the House underrated?
I
Let's
don't know. I
talk
feel like
about it.
I've seen it, but
Corey
it's like,
in the House, not in house. Yeah, Corey
I don't
in the House.
know. I don't know how to explain that one.
Can I just be upfront with you? This lasted one season.
Two.
Oh, two. So can I be honest? I don't think this was that good for Disney Channel.
What?
I don't think this was that good of a choice for Disney.
No, that's probably why.
Let's have a kid in the White House. It's like, what are they thinking of at the corporate level offices for Disney? Am I wrong? It was a dumb idea. I mean, the show lasted what, 1 season, 2 seasons?
Give or take.
I mean, like 1.5 seasons. Probably got canceled midway through.
Yeah, that seems about accurate.
I would just say that to wrap up like the Disney and Nickelodeon part of the conversation, I would say that most shows from like the early 2000s by Disney, like even like Jessie with Debbie, was it Ryan? That's her name.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like okay. Hey, by the way, I just want to say this. You guys ever notice that like all the parents are not there, and all there's always like the babysitter watching the kids, or it's always just kids on their own?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. So, oh boy, but yeah, Corey in the House. Let's not even go there. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah, that's for Nickelodeon. It just literally came to me and I lost it.
Which one was it?
Shoot it. I know I lost it.
Oh, what am I, chopped liver?
Oh God, Bill, what do you got?
Bill?
Okay, for Disney or just
Just in general, Disney. What do you got?
Disney? Everybody remember the show Life with Derek?
Barely.
I remember liking this show when I was a kid. I remember, it's about a blended family. It's about a blended family who lives, it's about a blended family who lives together, and the father has three kids from his first marriage. The mother has 2 from her first marriage, and the brother from the father's first marriage doesn't get along with the sister from the mom's first marriage, and hijinks just ensue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your typical getting along with siblings show and all that. But I remember enjoying this show. But yeah, yeah. No, you know what? I'm going back to my first picks because I'm going back to my.
Sure. What do you got?
Okay, I want to go back to Just Shoot Me. Okay. So the show is about a fashion magazine in New York City with these right here. Jack, who is the owner, he hires his daughter Maya, who at first is not happy with this because she's afraid she's going to get special treatment. You have Elliot, who's a photographer / playboy. You got Nina, who is a former model and now she works there. And then you got David Spade, who is like the assistant. And it's just a thing that's just it's just height. It's just, it's just stuff of what goes on at a New York City fashion magazine.
Okay.
And one of my favorite episodes, I remember this one. Finch, who's played by David Spade, gets involved with a model who used to date Elliot, the bald guy. And who used to date Elliot, the bald guy. But apparently this girl is absolutely batshit crazy.
Oh dear God.
And it ends up, and the movie it ends up with Finch being in a cage. Like a giant bird cage.
Really?
Yes, a giant bird cage. And it turns out she's got a history of doing this. Because I remember the scene, Elliot, because Finch, David Spade's character, he left work early, and the boss, Jack, picks up the phone going, hey, you thinking about coming back to work today? And then he goes, wait, what's going on? What's wrong? And then goes, yeah, he's here. And picks up Elliot, goes, you're in the cage, aren't you? Goes, yep. Okay, like who just has a giant bird cage just mulling around their apartment?
No idea.
Like who has a giant bird cage just mulling around their apartment?
Big Bird.
And yeah, so you could tell this woman is crazy. And there was another episode where they had like this special candy that Jack brings back from China. And it turns out the candy is, a drug.
Wow.
And it shows them that I think it's like opium or something, and they're all screwed around on it. Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting show, and I have not seen this show in a while, but I don't think this show is really in the conversation as much as it,
as it should be.
As it should be. I think this is a pretty underrated sitcom.
All right, I might have to check this out myself. It's on Hulu, you said?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, cool. Luckily I think I have Hulu, so I'll check it out at some point.
Well,
awesome.
So that's another show for you for Hulu. We should start making a list. Shows JT needs to watch on Hulu. What do you say, Bill?
Family Guy, The Simpsons. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, I think he needs to watch all those.
I said Mary Tyler Moore as well.
Oh, is that on Hulu?
That's on Hulu. Actually, this one, may I go next?
Yes, go ahead.
Because this one might be on Hulu. I mean, it's Legend. Wait for it. Derry. You've never heard of it.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yep.
I would actually argue I think this show is overrated.
You think this is overrated?
Yes,
Well,
I
compare
do.
this to The Office. Compare this to other shows that happen around the time. Big Bang Theory, Modern Family. Maybe the end of Friends.
I have a follow-up, but go on.
Like, how do you compare that to all those other shows during that time? And tell me again that it's overrated.
No, I think this show, okay, not overly rated, maybe properly rated.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. But it is underrated compared to all those other shows that it was competing with during its time.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, pretty much, if you've never heard of this show, I think it's about 5 single people living in New York. You know, the whole concept of a lot of sitcoms we watch.
Yes. Well, no, I remember, I didn't really watch this show a lot, but I do remember watching some of it.
I think I've watched I think this is probably like my show I used to watch a lot, I think in high school.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being on when I was in like middle school, high school. So
This was like my go-to show. My mom watched this show as well.
it's a good show. I mean, I could see your point about saying why it's underrated, though.
I mean, you also have so many good underrated stars as well. Neil Patrick Harris, Jason Segel, Allison Hannigan, Colby Smother. Well, I forgot her last name, but AKA Maria Hill in the Marvel movies.
Oh yeah, Kobe Smulders.
Kobe Smulders. And I forgot who plays Ted Mosby, who's the main guy who tells the whole story of how he met their mother.
Yeah, I heard the series finale kind of sucked, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only thing that ruined it.
Okay.
And also, pretty much Ted Mosby's older voice is voiced by the late Bob Saget.
Ooh,
R.I.P.
Yes.
Big R.I.P. there.
Like, it's honestly so good, but yet so underrated at the same time. Because again, it was competing with Big Bang Theory. It was competing with The Office. It was competing with Parks and Rec. So in a way, it was underrated.
No, I told. Okay, yes, okay. If you look with that, I can see what you're getting at of what it had to compete with. Then yes, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, I wouldn't say maybe the show is overrated. Maybe it's more accurately rated.
It was good for what it was. I think was it 11th season it had? 11? No.
I forget.
It started like 2005, 2000, somewhere between 2005. Let me look. Let me look this up. Let me Google this. I'm trying to remember to see when this started. No, we don't want How I Met Your Father. That one should not have existed. 2005 to 2014.
It's a long time. That's 9 seasons.
It is. And in 5 years, we're going to hear Ted tell the story of how he met the kids' mothers. Holy
Wow.
shit. I didn't realize how close this is. This is 5 years from now.
Crazy. Crazy, I tell you. So I have one more pick, and then I'm good for the show, if that's okay with you guys.
Okay.
I only say this because I haven't really seen a lot of it, but I'm going to say this. It's Always Sunny.
I had that on my list too.
I would say it's more accurately rated as well.
It's more, is it like accurately / underrated or no? With Danny DeVito?
No, I would say accurately rated.
So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is an accurately rated show. Okay, no, I want to get your opinions. I wasn't sure with, and plus, I was about to say Charlie.
So, Allie, since you had it on your list, why would you say so?
Tell me why.
Same reason. Look what it was competing against. at the time.
Okay, yes, I can see that argument, but at the same time...
Also, it's like, I've never heard this show, and I think one of my roommates in college was playing, and I started watching a little bit of it.
It's not a bad show. Nonetheless, it's actually a really, really solid show. I just wish it got more attention. I feel like it doesn't get enough attention, like, as a show. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it has its fan base, but it's not, like, up there with, like, the Friends, the Seinfelds, the Offices. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. So
I bet you in time it will grow that fan base, like how Golden Girls did.
I think give it time, it sure will. Like, it is a very funny show, though. I will admit. The complete season 7. And it's in its 20th season this year. It's because it started in 2005.
Wait, it's still going? I thought it ended.
No, it's still going. It started in 2005, but it's not ended. See, according to IMDb.
Oh my goodness,
that's crazy. So these guys at a bar, Charlie, what's his name?
You ever watched it?
I watched a bunch of episodes at one point. I thought it was funny. I just wish it was more like in people's radar. You know what I mean?
I think it was on FX.
Oh,
I watched FX.
Unfortunately, you're right though. You're right. So,
I mean, now with the streaming services, if they switch it to Hulu, well, then again, FX is pretty much Hulu.
It is, but the new Alien TV show is going to go to FX streaming. So, or Disney Plus, I think. The Alien one.
No, what Alien one are we talking about?
The Alien saga movies, they're gonna have a TV show on Earth now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no biggie.
All right.
So cool. I'm good. If you guys are good.
I got some more.
I got a few. Bill, I'm gonna let you go.
No, I'll let you go.
No, you haven't been on as long as I have. Your turn.
Okay. It's a show called Still Standing.
Okay.
And it's a show about a guy named Bill. And, it's a typical, he's married, he's got 3 kids. It's basically the Simpsons formula.
Okay.
Like, Bill's kind of an idiot.
But he's lovable.
What was that?
But he's lovable?
Yeah, he's more like the lovable idiot. Like, he's got his wife, he's got his son, Brian, who is basically the smart one. Okay, guys, you tell me if this sounds familiar. The idiot father.
Okay.
Loving but yet clueless mother.
Mm-hmm.
Child who's a genius. The kid who just doesn't care. And then you got the youngest one, the baby. Gee, does this sound familiar?
The Simpsons.
Yeah, this is basically just the Simpsons formula.
Live action Simpsons.
Yeah, I would say it was just all the live action Simpsons formula.
Pretty much. By the sounds of it, yeah.
And I remember the show being relatively funny. And I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen any of these shows in a while. But I do remember liking the show. And I do think it just didn't get I just don't think it got a lot of much traction, as I'm using Allie's formula here, as other shows around the time.
Makes sense. Kind of got lost in the shuffle almost.
I think that's a fair way to put it.
Cool. I'm good. Allie, what do you got next?
Allie, you go.
I think I got 2 shows I'm gonna do. First off, I don't know if you guys want to agree or disagree. What do you think of Malcolm in the Middle?
Oh, I think it's on the cusp.
It's a Frankie Muniz show and all that. It's because it was what, early 2000s?
2000 to 2006.
And it's again, I'm trying to think. It's like I've heard the show, but it's like at the same time, I didn't grow up with this show.
I did not either. I mean, I watched a good chunk of it, but I didn't watch
It was
it.
more like an early millennial show in a way.
Yeah, kind of.
Mainly just, Frankie Muniz getting in trouble and everything.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss, and you're not so big.
But
No, I
speaking
remember vaguely watching this show. And no, I remember it was pretty popular. And I think it is one of those that kind of got lost in the shuffle, like we keep saying. But
I tend to agree.
Bryan Cranston as the dad, I remember that.
That's right.
And I remember, I think that Newman from Seinfeld was
Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Was the mom's coworker.
Oh, Wayne Knight.
Yes. Was Wayne Knight. I do remember that.
Nice. All right.
And yeah, I remember the show being like the teenage comedy on steroids.
It really was.
And what, have you watched it, JT?
I watched a couple episodes, but I know what the basic premise is. It's just it wasn't for me. But I would. It's accurately.
I'm just looking this online, and somehow Malcolm in the Middle is coming back for a mini series at the end of this year.
Oh wow!
Wow, so that's going to be interesting.
Very.
And pretty much the whole cast is going to be back in it.
Nice.
Because it's about to be celebrating, I think, Malcolm's parents' 40th anniversary.
What, are they going to be all grown up?
Pretty much. Yeah. Because this is not relating, but I was searching for my next underrated sitcom, per se.
All right, let's hear it.
The Middle.
Oh.
Because once again, we're talking about the Lost in the Shuffle, because this is Lost in the Shuffle with Modern Family, per se. Because that was probably its biggest competition, and it was on the same channels on ABC.
It was, yeah. I remember the show more than that one. So
you remember this one
more than I remember the Middle more than Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah,
pretty much it's a more modern sitcom. I mean, it lasted 9. That one also lasted about 9 seasons too. Pretty much, it's a lower middle class family just trying to get through life. That's all I could say. I mean, there's been some ABC series that have been, I'm trying to think, a little underrated. I'm not sure what else.
I got one.
What is it?
It was popular when it first came out, but I think a lot of people forgotten about it. My Name is Earl.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot. Actually, I remember this, but I forgot all about it though.
Nah, it was popular when it first came out, but I think nowadays people have forgotten about it.
It lasted 4 years, so.
Wow.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think people have just forgotten about it, though. But I remember I've only really seen one episode in full. I've only seen one episode in full. And it was the one when they were like with this commune. When they were with this like hippie commune. And they were talking about like environmentalism, and Earl just went on this automatic doomsday scenario.
Oh my gosh.
Like I remember watching that in an environmental science class, and I remember just bursting out laughing watching that episode. Wow. And I remember like the brother was on like some sort of like LSD or something. Was on some sort of LSD or something. and I remember but I think that was the only full episode I've seen of the show. Allie, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like I've heard of it, but I've never got the chance to watch it. I mean, Jason Lee is a good actor in a way.
Oh, I agree.
I'm trying to think. Anything else for this one? I'm trying to think. I don't know which one is more underrated, Bill.
Okay.
Everybody Loves Raymond or Everybody Hates Chris?
I'm going to say Everybody Hates Chris.
Is more underrated.
Yes.
To the whole Chris Rock series.
Yeah,
yes.
Chris Rock. Yeah.
Yep. JT, I remember you saying that Everybody Loves Raymond is
underrated. I agree.
So in a way, they're both underrated?
I would say they're both underrated, yeah.
Because I've seen a little bit of Raymond. I don't think I remember seeing Chris. I forgot what Everybody Hates Chris is. I know it's about Chris Rock. Is it a young Chris Rock?
Yeah. It's based on his little life story, right?
Trying to remember. Yeah. It's about his teenage life in the 80s.
Yeah, it is about him.
And Tyler James Williams playing a young him. And oh wow, I forgot. I didn't know he was in Abbott Elementary. Cool. I mean, that one's not Abbott. It's not underrated. I mean, it's accurate.
I think that's fair to say.
Everybody Loves Raymond. I think it's just Ray Romano and A Fictional Family and all that.
That's a really good show, but Everyone Loves Raymond. I feel like I think it's accurately rated, but on the cusp of being underrated. I'm gonna be totally honest with both of you. It's a great Ray Romano's comedy is flawless in my opinion.
I think my dad has compared me a couple times to Raymond's brother, who's played by Brad Garrett.
Out of the big,
really, how so?
Sorry,
I think it was an episode I watched of him, and Brad Garrett sticks his hand in peanut butter. I'm like, I do that all the time. I don't know. Just he says that I act like him all the time.
You would say so. I could see that.
I mean, I know this is more underrated than King of Queens because King of Queens is,
I would say that's on the cusp.
You think King of Queens is?
I would say it's on the cusp of underrated and properly rated.
Really?
I would agree with that. It's
a
great show.
I mean, it should be more accurately rated in a way. I mean, I've seen a good amount of episodes of that show too. It had a really good cast.
Okay.
I'm surprised this one's underrated.
I'm maybe more improperly rated. Okay, since you were talking about the Disney, I got one.
Okay.
Dinosaurs.
Oh, wait. Oh.
Oh, we did talk about this at one point, but go on.
Yes, we did. For those of you who don't know, this was actually the last project of Jim Henson. Sadly, the show premiered before he died.
After he died.
Yeah, after he died. It was premiered after he died. And this show, okay, you know what? Here's what you gotta know. There was a time late 80s, early 90s, a certain animated show made its way to the airwaves. And I think you know what show I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And what show am I talking about?
I don't know.
The Simpsons.
Oh.
Yep.
And after The Simpsons got big, every show tried to be The Simpsons.
Mm.
Which later led to the rise of Family Guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And American Dad.
And the Cleveland Show.
Yeah, but...
And Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers is great.
Yeah, but no, like, dinosaurs tried to be a version of The Simpsons. So you have Earl, who is basically the working hard blue-collar dad. His wife, Fran, who is the loving wife, mother, and then their 3 kids, their son, Robbie, their daughter, Charlene, and, of course, Baby.
That's its name?
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, not the mama! Not the mama! And, it's the standard... he's got his boss who's a jerk, his friend who's an idiot, and his mother-in-law who's a pain in the ass. But you know what? The show, for its time, it tackled some pretty serious issues. Like it did an episode about a plant that was supposed to be about drugs. But to the show's credit, it actually pokes fun at special episodes.
Oh, really?
Mm.
It was seen like, see, please don't do drugs or else we're going to have to do more episodes like this. Listen, we haven't even been on a year and we've only been on for a year and I already have to talk to the camera like this. So please don't do drugs and don't make us do episodes like this.
Hmm.
And then the show, and then, they did episodes about, you might find this episode interesting, JT. They did one about blues music, which about swamp creatures, which is supposed to be an analogy for African Americans.
Oh.
And when they recorded music, and then when the dinosaurs started recording it turned out to be absolute crap. It's sort of similar to when black artists were recording songs and then they were recorded by white artists.
Mm.
And they basically white peopled them.
Mm.
Oh.
They basically white peopled them. Like, for instance, classic example, the song Tutti Frutti by Little Richard. Pat Boone actually covered that version. And yes, people, it's just as boring as it sounds.
Damn.
Little Richard is womp bam bluba, a womp bam boo, tutti frutti. Wow, Pat Boone, tutti frutti, a doobie, tutti frutti, a doobie, tutti frutti, a womp bam baluba, a womp bam. I'm like, yeah. So they white peopled it.
Great.
And so, yeah, that's a good analogy for that. It's also what else? And there was also episodes about sexism. There was an episode where it was around the time of the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. Not Monica Lewinsky, I'm sorry, the Anita Hill thing with Clarence Thomas.
Oh, okay.
if you don't know what that is, go look it up. And then, of course, the episode everyone talks about, the series finale.
Dun, dun, dun.
Spoiler alert, they all die.
Rip. Literally rip. Sorry.
No, like what happens is, and I think I've talked about this before. There was a episode. What happened was there's these things called the bunch beetles that's supposed to come every year, but they didn't come because Earl's boss planted a wax fruit factory. And basically destroyed their entire ecosystem.
Oh dear God.
So what they tried to do is they actually release this spray that actually ends up killing all the plants. So that's bad news if you're an herbivore.
Mm.
And then they try to make it rain, and then it turns out rain turns into snow, and the ice age is coming, and the dinosaurs die.
Rip.
Well, they don't show them dying on stage, but they show like their last night as a family, and then the camera pans out, and then you have Howard Handumpney, who is a parody of Walter Cronkite, and he says, "Continue dark, cold, and snow. This is Howard Handumpney. Good night. Goodbye."
Oh wow.
Yeah, they killed them off.
Yeah. Wow.
They killed them off. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, with that aside, I do remember liking this show because it's a show that, okay, yeah, while people still talk about it today, I don't think it gets as much appreciation as it should. And but I will say this, the show has gained a bit of a cult nowadays, even though it's been off for 30 years. The show has gained a bit of a cult following.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it has.
And I think because a lot of people talk about the series finale.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because you know how it's appropriate to nowadays.
I agree, bud. I agree.
How we're all scared of climate change and all that.
Yep.
How we're all scared of climate change.
Yeah. Well, Bill, don't worry. It's just going to go away, right?
Oh, yeah, it'll totally go away.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Don't worry. Well, we're going to do... It's just going to go away. Don't worry about it. So, no worries. Anyways, but the dinosaur series finale.
Yeah. But I know, like I said, I would say it's still underrated, even though the show has gained a bit of a cult following.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. Next, or...
I'm good. Allie, do you have anything else you wanted to add at all, or no?
I don't think so.
I guess, are you good, Bill?
Okay, I don't want to do Archie Bunker's Place because it's basically a sequel to All in the Family.
That's true, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we pretty much nailed a bunch of them, right? The big,
I think we did.
I think so.
I think we did.
Got everything.
Some people say that 70s show is underrated.
No,
I don't think so.
No, not at all. So, I guess that's it, guys, right? In the wise words of Imagine Dragons, Bill.
There's nothing left to say now.
Our dear friend Vinny's favorite band. We want to thank you for watching and listening, however you enjoy us. Thanks so much for tuning to our podcast, as always, for our fun-filled show. Mixed Bag live every Wednesday night EST here on the Super Review Show Network. I am joined. Thank you so much for tuning to our podcast. I want to thank the panel of panelists for helping me out tonight. Bill, thank you as always.
You're welcome.
Allie, thank you for coming on and being a part of our podcast once again. We know you're busy, but thanks for coming on and supporting us and giving us a hand. So it's always a pleasure. So, and don't worry, guys. Next week, Justin will be back. He's away on vacation right now, but he'll be back next week to do another fun-filled topic right here on the Super Review Show's Mixed Bags. But listen, for all of us here at the Super Review Show, and Bill, you have a Sports
Insanity podcast. Check us out. We're on all platforms. NBA NBA conference finals are here. NHL conference finals are here.
Yep.
NHL conference finals are here. We got a lot to discuss.
A lot of stuff to cover. Yep. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it for us, guys. And yeah, before I was here, the Super Show. Stay safe.
Take
Take
care.
care.
And
Be
Be
awesome.
awesome.
be awesome.